My name is Professor Terry Coonan. I serve as the Executive Director of Florida State University's Center for the Advancement of Human Rights. We are an interdisciplinary human rights center dedicated to research, teaching, and very importantly, advocacy. One of the signature human rights issues that we have addressed in the 20 years that we have been here at FSU is the issue of human trafficking. It's my privilege to rededicate our center, but also our university and our statewide mandate to combating trafficking here this month, January of 2022, January, of course, being Human Trafficking Month. An important reminder on our annual calendar on how important it is to consider where we have been here in Florida and here in the United States, but to rededicate ourselves to combating modern day forms of slavery here in Florida and the United States. Human trafficking, as it turns out, has been a signature human rights issue for us here at the Center for the Advancement of Human Rights. We've done a great deal of research, great deal of advocacy, a lot of policy work, and a lot of training work in the last 20 years. It is and it remains one of the most pressing human rights issues in the 21st century America. Very excited today to, in one sense, think about where we've come and look a little bit ahead at where we should go. Much of the last 20 years has witnessed what we would call the professionalization of the anti-trafficking field. The field began really 20-some years ago when cases broke, very, very large labor trafficking and sex trafficking cases here in the United States. They were novel cases, novel not just in the sense that law enforcement and our child welfare system was dealing with very complex issues that they had not seen before, but also novel because the law had not caught up with that kind of situation. It took the Trafficking Victim Protection Act of 2000, passed by Congress, to finally begin addressing this quite egregious human rights issue here in the United States. And since that law passed in 2000, and we just celebrated the 20th anniversary of it last year, what we've witnessed is a quite unique collaborative effort on the part of law enforcement, prosecutors, but very importantly, professionals in the child welfare field, non-governmental organizations, and in the therapy and the social work fields as well. What's become very clear is that to eradicate human trafficking, it won't be enough just to criminalize it for however good our law enforcement and our prosecutors are. We also need folks that can work on the restorative side. And this is the really crucial role that child welfare professionals, social workers, and therapists have increasingly played. One of the most important trends in the anti-trafficking movement in the United States is how we work with survivors. And in fact, how survivor voices also need to inform the ongoing efforts that we make against human trafficking. Our survivors form the heart, really, of our anti-trafficking movement. And it's been a very, very important development in the anti-trafficking field that not only do their voices inform what we do, but that we see them also increasingly as survivor advocates and survivor mentors. And we talk about our anti-trafficking movement in general as being victim-centered, that the focus is not merely on securing a conviction, merely on incarcerating someone. It's about making a survivor victim whole again. So that, again, that's been a leading contribution that the United States has made even worldwide, one that Florida has had a leading role in as well, and a very important direction for us to continue pursuing. Very importantly, prevention is also the new byword. Our child welfare system here in Florida has played a leading role in combating human trafficking. We now understand that the initial cases that we saw 20-some years ago all involve foreign nationals. What we're now seeing and understanding is that the largest group of our sex trafficking victims are right here in the United States. They're our own US citizen children. This is why our child welfare professionals play such a key role in this field. And it's why the professionalization of that field, particularly in the area of child welfare, has been such a crucial step. One of the, I think, challenges that we continue to have remains how do we best collaborate between multiple different agencies, multiple different stakeholders that are in this field, Our Florida Institute of Child Welfare, I believe, will play a key role in doing so, both with their experience in curriculum development, in policy analysis. They're also doing very important work helping us to analyze and to vet our human trafficking screening tool that's used all throughout our child welfare and our juvenile justice system as well here. It's an exciting thought that we can continue to build on some very, very good successes that Florida has had. Every year, our legislature considers and almost always passes new legislation on human trafficking. It's been our privilege here at the Human Rights Center at FSU to assist in the drafting of a great deal of that legislation, also a great deal of the policy work that continues to be done by DCF, by DJJ, and by our Department of Education. We've historically been quite innovative. Since 2013, we have had what's called our statewide Council on Human Trafficking, one of the first of its kind anywhere in the country. On behalf of all of us who are stakeholders in this campaign, whether it's, again, our Florida Institute of Child Welfare, our Florida Center for the Advancement of Human Rights, or the many, many stakeholders that we work with, DCF, DJJ, our Department of Education. A great moment to celebrate how far we've come and to rededicate ourselves to continuing to eradicate what has been referred to as modern day forms of human slavery. So thank you for joining the fight, and we look forward to working with a great many of you as stakeholders in 2022.